but how much would it cost to run all that? I've been enjoying watching National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I actually just finished watching it prior to filming this, and I had a different concept for what I was going to do for the video. I'm still going to do a video on that, which is still more kind of a breakdown like this. So just a warning, this may be a little verbose for you. I plan on doing more breakdowns like these to answer some of the questions, but the main question here is how much electricity would it cost and what is the usage on this? So let's get into that here. I have to reference some. All right, so Clark states there's 250 strands of lights there. Now, he doesn't say what kind of lights they are, but we can guess by the bulb size they are C9. You can go watch in the movie to see that. And looking at a reference for bulbs at that time, there would have been 100 lights per string for a total of 25,000 light bulbs. That's a lot of bulbs. So if one of those went out, that'd be a pain to have to fix. Looking at specifications for bulbs manufactured at that time and those strings, it would have been 700 watts per strand. So it would have been a total of 175,000 watts is what I got off of there. And then what do we have here? Max strings you can connect safely is 1. So he didn't do it safely, and you can see later on in the images that it was pretty bad. They were interconnected really badly. You would need 250 outlets really to do all that. I would assume he would have blown a breaker a few times, but he did not do this safely. So, all right, and again, I'm reading from notes here. So, how much did it cost? Well, you would need to take the total wattage. We know it's 175,000 watts, which is ridiculous. And the hours that the lights would run, I was being generous in saying you'd run them for maybe 5. You can adjust this as you want to get it there. But let's say it by 5. We multiply that. That's 875,000. And then we divide that by 1,000 to get the kilowatt hours, and that becomes 875. Now, based on a Google search, the cost per kilowatt hour in 1989, the average was 8 cents per kilowatt hour. And we multiply that by the 875 we had earlier, that becomes $70 per day at 5 hours per day running those lights. And so that's what it would be. If we adjust that for inflation, that means he was spending $173.34 per day adjusted for inflation. And I did some Google searching to find today's rates, and if you were to do the same setup with the same type of bulbs, highly wasteful, do not recommend that. It says the average is about 15 cents per kilowatt hour. Now, it would cost you $131.25 to run those for 5 hours each day. So your bill would be astronomical. I'm not going to run this on LEDs. I guess if you guys want to know that, I could do it. But let me know what you thought. I'm going to have more numbers types, things like these, if you want to know about them. We are going to be discussing in a later video what Clark's bonus was and potentially how much it cost him for the pool, those kind of things. I am looking forward to doing that. I'm still researching some material on that because it is actually more in depth than I thought it was going to be. But this is just one of those weird things I've wondered about, and I've seen forum posts everywhere, but nobody's had a good defined answer that I could find. They've been kind of out there and about. And of course, this is going to vary on years, but that's a lot. I guess the question to you guys is, how many days a year do you run your lights? Because that would be able to give me a total for the bill that it would be for the season. But they don't really, I don't know, they tell us starting in the beginning of December, so I'm not sure how many days you actually set the lights up for, though. So I'd have to look back through the movie again. But anyway, let me know what you guys think, and enjoy your Christmas movies, and what other quirky things are you guys wondering about in movies?